Hi guys, it's me, iCutieCat, and today we are going to be reading a book on my phone. Well, we're going to be reading two. These are really good books that I found on an app called Book Writer Free because I personally am writing a book and I plan to write many more. So, first, the two books that we're going to be reading in this video is called Sold by Dustine and A Pastelian Dream, which is realistic fiction, but first we're going to start with Sold. Sold is adventure, and it is written by Lemor Elisa Tela Da. Open. Chapter 1. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you guys something to look at, which is out to my window. Now, mind that there is a blanket, and there's not much of a view, but just why not? There you go. Now you guys can watch outside my window as I read my book. Chapter 1. I woke up. I looked around. I was on a hard wooden floor, or surface. It was moving all around me, iron bars above the bottom. Hold on. Chapter 1. Sold. Okay, so they're here! The slave traders! One woman screamed. We all ran as fast as we could. I saw 3 women, and many children ran through an alley out of town. But when I looked where I was going, my parents blinked. My parents were gone. And I stopped and I blinked. There were high-pitched squeals from close behind me. I turned around. Flying surprisingly close to the ground were a dozen large black winged unicorns, with riders' clothing on my back. With rider clothing in black. My instinct told me to run. But one rider leaned to the side and held out a large, enchanted chain. The chain flew to wrap around my neck. There it locked itself tightly, and they put a gag in my mouth. I woke up and looked around. I was on a hard wooden floor, or surface. Above me was a wooden ceiling. I was in a cage. The bottom of a cage has wheels, but we were flying. I looked above me. In front of me, a slave trader upon his back. The winged unicorn and the slave trader. I realized that the gag was in my mouth. Then it all came to me. The enchanted chains had caused me to get back. The slave trader looked. My red hair blew in the wind. I struggled, but of course, it was useful. As soon as we landed on what appeared to be a dock, when I looked back, I realized we were crossing a large body of water. No other land could be seen. 2 slave traders who weren't dressed in black like the others, but brown, under the chains and fastened the iron bars to the wooden lagon I lay on. Don't get too bored, guys. Look at their fingers. The gag was removed from my mouth, and one of the men shouted, "Get out!" in their own tongue, before repeating it in English. Chapter 2. Where are we going? I asked, but the 2 slave traders did not answer. They muttered each other in their tongue and laughed. I guess they were talking about how much they would sell me for. The only words I understood were Wild Winged Valley, which was the name of the valley of my hometown I was in. Soon, the chained wall of an old brick building with other captured teens, none of which were from my town. But in front of us was a tall wooden stage, and the auctioneer stepped onto it. There were voices on the other side of the stage speaking in the language of the Northern Islanders, which was the slave trade, which the slave traders came from. I looked at the worried faces of the others, but none of us dared speak. After a few minutes of speaking and shouting, the auctioneers pointed to me. I was brought up to the wooden stage with my handcuffs instead of chained to my side. There was as much shouting, too much for my little ears to handle. I was sold for what appeared to be 50 pounds of gold, or two stern-looking men. I knew that now I was a slave, not the free girl in a little small town within a dangerous valley. Chapter 3. One of the two men, who was taller than the other, had green eyes and grabbed my shoulders, pushed me into his winged unicorn carriage, which was covered in gold and silver. These men must be rich, I thought, climbing into the back seat. The winged unicorn pulled the carriage. It was a beautiful silver color, and the same matched the carriage perfectly. The man had not pushed me to the carriage I took. The reins then flicked them. We took off. I sat still, worried that the tallest man would whip me. What might I call you? I asked, hoping they speak English. I'm Kenji, the driver replied. The taller man is my brother, Miko. Do you have a name? Questia, I told him, sitting forward. Well, don't get comfortable, Questia. There are bad people out there. We brought you to help you get your freedom, Kenji sighed. Freedom? I thought I was your slave. I leaned back again. I heard that you were from the town in Wild Winged Valley. We passed it before, and it had been burned to the ground. We decided to buy someone who was from there and give them their freedom. Miko finally spoke. What? I exclaimed. The shock of hearing what Miko had told me left me speechless for quite a while. I looked below us at the wide ocean, lost in thought. Finally, I exclaimed, You're lying. If you really wanted me to be freed, then why are these handcuffs still around my wrist? You don't believe us, but I can prove it. We'll be flying by Wild Winged Valley on the way home. The only reason those handcuffs are still on your wrist is because if we're caught trying to free a slave, there will be big problems for all of us, Kenji explained. I looked back at the speck of an island and watched as it disappeared completely behind the horizon. Just as we left the slave trader territory, Miko leaned back and unlocked the handcuffs. I rubbed my wrists and looked down. As we flew into the valley, sure enough, my tablet will fall. Not really. That's not part of the book. There was my hometown, burned to the ground. I stared anxiously, searching for any sign of life from my parents, but there was none. Finally, I saw something. We're flying low enough for me to see the bodies of my parents and the remains of the town. Holes had been burnt into their shirts, and they were dead. Chapter 5. I'm going to be reading the rest of the book on another video that may be coming out today or tomorrow. But anyway, guys, it has been a pleasure video, as always. And I just want to tell you guys, slap that like button, drop a like, drop a like and comment, and more videos will be coming out soon. And just have a great day. And I'm gone.